everybody. Today I'm going to show you really quickly how I made this little candy box. So we're going to use a piece of white cardstock for this. And to start out with, we're going to cut this down to 4 inches by 9 inches. So this is the base of our box with it. Now, I score on the short side at the top first. And I use the marks on the right hand side of my trimming tool to do the scoring. So I'm going to score at the 1/2 inch on this side. And then I'm going to move my paper over to the 1 inch mark and score there. And then I'm just going to turn my paper and do the same thing on the other side of the paper. So the 1/2 inch and then again at the 1 inch mark. So then on the long side of the paper, we're gonna go, so this is the 9 inch one, so you're gonna score with your paper at the 8.5. Again at the 8. Okay, at 5. And at 4.5. So that's all the score marks. I'm not sure if the light's catching it so you can see it. But that's all the score marks for this. Now I use my trim tool to trim this down, or at least get the first cuts on it. You can use your scissors to do this. This is just what works for me. So I'm going to line this up on that right hand side, that 1 inch mark, and then I'm going to take my cut blade and I'm going to line it up at the 4 inch mark. So what that does is that puts my blade in right where it needs to start the cut and then go down with it. I'm going to take my paper and I'm just going to flip it over, put it back into place again at the 1 inch mark on the right hand side, line my blade up to the 4 inch mark, put it down and run it down. So that cuts these flaps here. Now I don't want to cut straight across there because I do want to leave this tab piece here. So we're going to go in and cut, let's see if I can get, okay. So we're going to cut straight across here and cut that part off. And you can see we still left this tab here. Then we're going to cut the small square that's been scored on the outside edge. So that leaves a tab here. It's cut on this side, on the inside here, and it's cut on here, but it's attached here. So I'm going to take that little tab and I'm just going to notch it on either side. So just cut at a slight angle on either side so that it folds in easier. So we're going to do the same thing on the other side. 2 tabs on the what's going to be the bottom of the box here. So up at the top here, we're going to basically do the same thing we had done here with these score marks that are on the top. So we want to leave this center piece, but we want to cut it all the way down. So we're going to cut all the way in like that so it's separated out. Do that on both sides so that's separated out. And then we're going to leave this center square right here and we're going to cut these 3 that surround it. So we'll get rid of those and still leave this that's going to be the tab. So then notch the sides of that. So we've got the tabs there. Now I'm going to go ahead and here on these sides, these long sides here, just this outer portion that's been scored, and then this bottom piece here, I'm also going to notch the edges. So just a slight angle in up to the score mark. It just makes everything fold together a little bit nicer. You don't have lots of little pieces that are overlapping each other and just adding a little bulk at the corners. So, okay, so we have all our pieces there. So before I get to folding, I am going to go ahead and use my punches. So to start out with, I am going to be using the Scalloped Tag Topper punch. And this is from Stampin' Up. And I am going to punch this long piece here, just right up at the top. So just feed it in all the way. I always like to go in and just make sure everything looks centered on the punch. And then punch. So that gives our backing for the box. And then we're going to make our window. So the easy way to do the window, and this is a 1 3/4 inch punch, the easy way to do the window, we are going to fold this top portion of the box. So we're going to fold the very first section in. So let me show you. That's folded in. And then we're going to fold it in again. And we can fold the tabs in here. So you're folding the top in and then in on itself again. So that basically what that does is that just gets the tab out of the way. So when you're punching, you don't have that in the way. So I just fit this down in just about to the top, or just fit it in as far as it'll go. And then just kind of line it up between the punch. And I'm just looking at where these tabs are on the top of the punch. And punch. And that creates the circle window that goes inside your box. So to finish out the window, I'm just going to use a 2 inch by 3 inch piece of clear acetate. The window sheet or just clear acetate from packaging or something will work with that. And I'm going to use a little bit of green glue as I do this. You want to make sure you get all the edges. If you're going to use anything that's going to be like a sugary candy or something that's going to have something that will come through on that window. So you want to make sure you get the edges sealed out. And then just lay your acetate sheet there. And you can use those score marks to kind of line up the sheet. Let me grab my bone folder. I like to go through and just kind of push it down a little bit, make sure that that glue and that acetate have met up with each other. So now we can go ahead and fold the rest of our score lines. So we're going to fold in and fold in again and fold our tabs in. So to seal up the box, I like to use a dry adhesive. It's a lot quicker, makes it a little bit easier. A wet adhesive would give you a little bit of wiggle room, so if you're haven't put together a lot of boxes or anything, or you're concerned about getting something lined up just perfect, because I know that some of us are a little bit OCD with that kind of thing, like we want to make sure everything lined up perfect. You can use a wet adhesive at that point, but I'm going to just go ahead and use my dry adhesive here. So I'm just going to run a strip of dry adhesive So to fold the box, tuck your tabs in the bottom. And I just kind of push it into place here. So tuck your tabs, and then you're just going to pull that tag from the box right over the top. And I just kind of keep wiggling and fiddling just a little bit till I get it to line up. So once I have it lined up, I'm going to open this top up here and set this down, and I'm going to put my bone folder in and use that to press those tabs into the backing. So that's going to make sure that that adhesive makes a good seal on the back so it holds it together. So then you can just fold your little box together and you've got your box. And it's got a little acetate window on it, so you got a little candy box. You can tie some stuff at the top here. Decorate this up how you want. I did use some designer paper to make this box, which was really cute because the back side of the paper showed through on the back side here. Like I said, you can decorate this up however you like, and it's just kind of a fun little goodie box that you can have. So thanks for watching. Bye.